This is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, where we analyze politics and governance issues. We focus on national, local, and international news. We examine the political way of our people, social and economic. Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas.
Hello viewers, welcome to our discussions this evening, and this is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas. Today we shall focus on the church-state relationship. The discussion is informed by the fact that the Catholic bishops did condemn the William Ruto regime actions on different national matters, including abductions of young people and giving unfulfilled promises, among others. But before we proceed, the topic will be guided by one simple question: what relationship has existed between the state and the clergy, that is, be it the Christians, Muslims, and Hindus in Kenya since independence? And another subsection of the question: do you think the members of parliament are light by condemning the clergy? The members of parliament here are maybe referring to Gladys Shorey and Sabina Chege. But on the other side, it could be lightful for Murkomen and Opio and I to condemn the clergy because they are part of the government. But are members of parliament part of the government, or do they see that the clergy is playing their role, which they should have played better? So before we get into our deep discussions, kindly, if you are watching this channel for the first time, subscribe so that whenever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to our less than subscribers, thank you for your continued support. Just always give a like whenever you come to these videos. Back to our discussions. One may ask, what is wrong when the church or bishops, our bishops, note that something is going wrong with the government? Note that some things are happening without being addressed. Note that the government is overtaxing people. This is not new. It has happened even in the Bibles. In Kenya, the relationship that has been existing between the state and the government is well documented by Bishop Okul in his book, I think, Church and State Relationship, whereby he says the church has got a duty to protect every religion, and he argues that there is the tendency of the church condemning the politicians, while the politicians, when they do wrong, they don't want to be condemned. They will tell the politicians to stick to their clerical work, just but to name. There has been both cordial and conflictual relationship between the church and the state in time memorial. It was cordial during the Jomo Kenyatta. When Moi came in, it was cordial, despite the fact that we had a number of issues between the state and the clergy. During his tenure, we lost some bishops like Bishop Alexander Kipsang Arab Muge. We also had issues with Reverend Timothy Njoya, who was to some extent a fighter of human activism, a human activist for the likes of the human. We had the church, the Anglican Church, being at the forefront protecting the people's rights, and more especially condemning corruption and the killings that were taking place, which also happened during the time of Jomo Kenyatta. We also had Bishop Ndingi Mwana Anseki, who was very critical, who condemned corruption and killings, abductions. Abductions have not begun today, and these political killings. This, I think, provides a solid background to our discussions today. And therefore, my discussion today will be based on simply asking, then, why do politicians go to church? Why do politicians go to church? If they don't want to be shown the right ways by the bishops, by the pastors, by the Catholics, why do they go to the church? Why do they go to the mosques? I'm going to give about 3 reasons as to why politicians go to church. 1, we have a number of politicians, a good number, though they cannot pass the whole of an intro. There are just a few who genuinely go to worship in the church. This number is few. It's really true. We also have the largest number of politicians who go to church to show their mighty and wealth. You know, in our society, it has been shaped by the politicians themselves that for you to be elected, you must have money. You must have wealth. And there's nowhere where these politicians can display their wealth if they cannot go to such institutions and pretend to be assisting them. They can do donations, they can buy uniform for church choirs, they can buy instruments for music, and many other things. They can assist in the construction of the buildings by giving good sum of money. And by this, they practice on what we call investment corruption. They invest in the church in a very corrupt way. They don't do that because they are giving back to the community. They are doing that because they expect their vote in return. They expect their vote in return. So there is no other way, there is no other place they can give their money. Today, more especially with the 2010 constitution, apart from the church and probably going to the funerals to show off. They don't. Politicians don't give money because they want you. They give them money or they give their funds to show the society that they have participated in solving the problem. And that's why they will always tend to give the highest. And even some go to these religious institutions probably to have the money or the proceeds of bribery increased. No, some of them get this wealth in a very crude manner, and therefore they will go there so that they will have cleansed. Others will go there, the third and last point, they will go there to cover up their bad deeds. Politician can have you kidnapped, abducted, maybe in the midst in the forest with some individuals who are dealing with you, but is in the church covering his bad deeds. A politician can be extremely corrupt, but he goes to church to cover up his bad deeds, to be seen that he is amongst the people. So our bishops are aware of this. The society is aware of this. The politicians themselves are aware of this. Then why condemn the bishops while they are trying to speak what should be said? Machuka Nyarieko TV talk show, the house of ideas. Then you and our present evening.